Roblox Automobile Sporting Events. We are back for another fun race for now, but soon calendar is coming full of seasonal surprises and our usual race antics. As you can see, this as the pace car is drifting about. We are live at Norris Ring for Community Open Challenge the for the drivers. As you can see at the moment, have a couple of cars lined up, such as most of it's BMW inspired, but we also have some other cars like the Mercedes C63 inspired Protovisions, also some, I believe, automobiles, OTO that is. See many Pennzoils in the field as well as some Bimmer inspired stuff. So, quick heads up, the Community Open Challenge is for mainly a test race sort of before the main calendar gets underway. I have a 40-minute session for racing, with the corner cut limit being 8 corner cuts. So if you gain more than 8 corner cuts, you will be disqualified. And at the moment, you can see all the drivers waiting for what I think will be qualifying for about, qualifying for I think about maybe one shot or maybe 5 minutes. Let's see what the officials decide. But at the moment, it is awaiting for green flag to fly here. Norris Ring, Germany. Very, very fine track, very simple track on the calendar, as it's proven the test of time throughout the history of road car and race. You can see the beautiful engines revving, waiting to start. At the moment there is a slight delay. We are sorry for that, but it is going to start soon, I believe. Till then, let's see some drivers. Zero Denial is a reigning champion from season 3 of race. Very talented driver in this series. Started, I believe, in season 3, maybe. We also have, let me see. We have Addicted also maybe racing. Addicted, new too. Developer this league might just race today. Soldier Y, I believe, is also racing. So we have many in the field that are present from the past. And the sudden advertisement of this league across all racing servers. I think a lot of people have joined in the past, I guess, a week or two. So if you're new to this league, welcome. Enjoy your stay here. It's a fun touring car / DTM / GT / LMP / whatever. If you're a racing fan, you're going to enjoy this league. It's for any car builders who want to be passionate about car building in Roblox, as well as the driving aspect is also really fun in this league. You can spin out the tires sometimes, which is rare for a Roblox league. This current chassis, though, I will discuss. I have driven this. Currently, I think the 43.2, like low 43s, that's the time you're going to aim for in qualifying. So the chassis is quite slidey, and tires do wear quite quickly, and we have a new pitting system for this season, which will be in test today. At the moment, I think Dan is going to start soon, as he's just rejoined the server. So as you can see, a lot of people have joined here for today. You can see a bunch of cars on the field, on the pit lane exit, sorry, as well as some members in or around the pit exit. So then let's have a little view of Norris Ring. If we can go in free cam and just see this wonderful, wonderful racetrack. So heading down to turn 1, you brake around just after the 200 mark. You head down into the hairpin, about second gear, and try to slide car in such a way that you hit the apex which is right bang on where it should be instead of trying to get a late apex or whatever. And go into second gear for a bit and then immediately back to third as you head on back to the power. And immediately go to the left to the chicane, which you have to brake just before the 100-meter mark. And you have to nail it quite right. It's a third gear corner. It's a very tricky one because it's just in the ratios of fourth and third. So you have to manage your speed to make sure both the gears are hit right. But heading out the chicane, you have to really get close to the walls here, Monaco style. And heading out of the chicane, try to get a best exit you can without slamming the tires too much. Avoid the curb heading into the last corner. Well, kind of the last corner because we still have that kink left, but brake at around when the tires, the track you can see has skid marks, the braking zones. So it's right around 150 or just before 150. Again, it's the apex is right where it should be. No late, no early apexes. Just hit the apex as best as you can and get close to the wall as best as you can. Third gear corner, but fourth as soon as you get on the power. And to the line, it's a finish down to the start. Anyway, we are soon going to start this qualifying session, I believe. Of course, Roblox has this recent chat update, which complicates the running of this league, but at the moment, looks like Dana's a delay with the Roblox Studio. Let's just ask some drivers if they want to interview. Meanwhile, I don't think I'm going to get going in an immediate while. Hello, Zero. Hello, Zero. Can you hear us? Hello. Why did you hit commentary VC? Hello. The Zero driver of the Q3. Can you hear us?
Hello, hello, yes.
All right. So, you are the reigning champion of race. How do you feel about it? Your chances heading into this season to retain that title? And how do you fare? How do you think you'll fare for this Community Open Challenge?
First to say, fun is the most important thing. So whatever the result is, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I would say, uh, you know how I am kind of been down on road racing performance recently, but I think I can do well. I kind of get the car.
All right. And wish you good luck for whatever is about to unfold. But before that, what are your plans for this season? Who are you going to sign with? I wonder who you're going to sign with.
Mm, it's very obvious. The team that was uh completely barred from one league, that one league, now is now making a comeback.
Yes. Anyway, I think qualifying has begun officially. Someone did say. So I think drivers can head out now, but I'll send you back to the drivers VC. Good luck for your race, Zero.
Thank you. Good luck for you.
That was Zero Denial, driver of Pro Division from last season. He will be racing today, hopefully in this coming season. Anyway, let's get our mojos for what's about to come. Everyone's going around the track at the moment. I don't know who will be the first to cross the line. I think it was a bite who did, maybe. Spectate him on his lap. I think he's about to finish it, maybe. I think he's about to start it. Yeah, everyone's starting the lap. Let's see the lap times first unfold, and then we can decide who to spectate. It's a 14-minute qualifying session, and you can see how beautiful this league is as it's back to running conditions. Finally, we get to go green in Norris Ring. At the moment, everyone's making their way around the track. You have to keep it within the white lines. There's not many places you can corner cut. There's about 2 places you can corner cut precisely, racetrack. But even then, I think you will still see some invalid lap times heading up the board, as the first lap time is from PH Fan with a 43.6, Vietnam Airlines with a 44.7, and everyone crosses the line about 3 or 4 seconds back, but it's only the first lap time. It's a banker lap. PH Fan, I think, is just around the pace where he can extract the most out of that car. He's about 4/10 off, but 4/10 is not easy to find in a track like Norris Ring. This track, if you make even one mistake, you can lose about half a second. So, gotta be careful in a qualifying lap, and especially in a race. You can get back your position in a heartbeat. As at the moment, we have drivers still going around. Looks like PH Fan has improved to a 43.1 and 43.2 for EX. I'm not sure who that guy is. I think he's new to this league. Haven't seen him before. 43.2 for him, though. It's a very promising lap time. 8 seconds sector 2 from EX from that lap, I think. Or sector 1 now, but you can see the lap times dropping. As well as the field now getting up to pace. Everyone's trying to hit that 43 marker now. We enter with a 44.3, but he had a 43 practice earlier. Everyone crossing the line now for another lap. 12 minutes to go. That's about 12 laps or 13 laps here at Norris Ring. So you gotta make them count. It's okay if you can corner cut once or twice, because there are many laps to go after this. I think some people might pit for the tire wear. It's not too severe, but it's severe enough to make you feel it. I think a lot of drivers may be feeling it now. On board with our reigning champion, Zero Denial. Currently he's P5. Remember, the 44.3, almost a 0.4. He's trying to get into that top 3. Not sure if this race will have Q1 and Q2 like you usually have it. Called initial qualifying and final qualifying, where the top 5 get a one-shot sort of scenario with the lap times, but I don't think it's going to happen this round. I doubt it after the delay we had, plus the race that's about to come. Oh, PH Fan with a 18.2 purple sector, and a sector 2 that's also purple, 8-point flat. He's heading around the final corner. Let's see if he can improve on his lap time. It was a decent final corner. I think he took it quite safe. Let's see what the lap time is. This could be the first 42 of the session. And it is a 42. 42.9 from PH Fan. Leads the charts quite dominantly. 3/10 is the gap from EX. So that is a blistering lap time. That's the fastest we've seen all weekend long, I would say. Ooh, that was not a good sector 2 from him, but he invalidated his lap in turn 1 anyway. Let's see who else can improve. The range seems to be about 18.2. That's the personal best, or the session best. The 8-point flat sector 2. Not sure about sector 3, but it doesn't really matter. It's only one corner. The main part is to nail sector 1 and sector 2. Let's see some other drivers. There's only 12 drivers on the charts at the moment. I think that's everyone. 12 drivers usually a good attendance for this league, but I think soon those standards will be raised. Fun fact, in the Viandrew with the purple sector 1. Scratch the fun fact. I think we're about to see another purple lap. Let's go on board with Viandrew. He's going to cross the sector 2 line now. It's at 8.3, 3/10 off the actual purple lap. This might not be pole position, but could be something close. Ooh, I think he's sort of missed the last corner there. Might not be an improvement. heading down the front stretch towards a P3, provisional P3 in this session. 2 personal bests, 1 purple, which is just around what PH Fan had as his his purple sector. Some drivers in the 19s in Sector 1, that's for the difference. That's where the skill gap is. Because Sector 1 has a very weird braking zone where you have to turn and brake. It's not the same in the last corner. And you also have to make sure you slide at the right time to hit turn 1, the apex right. Plus, not to mention, the turn 1 is right in the ratios of the second sector and third sector. Viandra is taking quite a route here. Not sure what. Oh, I think he's gonna trying to shortcut. He's stuck in the infield. Not sure what he's trying to do. Trying to get past in that little gap there, I think, but I don't think he can. Let's see. And indeed, he does barely. I'm not sure if he's crossed sector 1, so he can't do that in the race, obviously. That's a given. That's the safeguard that sector 1 line you see for the chicane. Prevents any sort of corner cutting like that. Now let's see some other drivers heading up the charts. EX with a purple, sorry, not purple, green sector 1, so that's a personal best from him. I think the tire wear is showing now. Even PH Fan has an 8.6 sector 2, that's 6/10 off the one he had on his purple lap. Zero Howler, P6, 18.2 in the sector 1, that's pretty good. Some drivers still scoring 19s in the sector 1. That's not a good sign for those guys. Let's talk about a very well-known person in the community. McFaudilas, or Henry as he's known. Portuguese team owner in this field. I don't think he's racing his car now. He was racing his car earlier. But a prolific person in this community, has been here since Row Car Season 2 and has helped the league in various ways. You can see his presence known with the Protovision yellow cars you see around here, the Mercedes-inspired chassis and bodies. As Jordanal heads to the pits, that might be one of the first few drivers who are going to use the pits in this session. Now, I think for getting the tires, you need to be in the pits for 3 seconds, and only then you can change the tires, or it'll regenerate, as you would say. PH Fan is stuck for some reason. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. Obviously, trying to get the new tires and get a better lap time in this session. So far, everyone's in a stalemate. No one really improving. Vietnam Airlines is in P4. So that's P4 and P5 for Vietnam in this session. 6 pits to go in this qualifying session. I think there's still about 7 laps remaining for these guys, 7 or 8 laps. See some drivers cross the line here at the start-finish straight. Some sort of car spotting, you could say. Deer Denial crossing the line now after his pit stop. Takes to the immediate left. That's how you know they're starting a lap, because that gives him the best racing line heading down into turn 1. There are a lot of new people I see in this racing, but let's look at some OGs. 99 RC 99, racing in that Protovision livery and car 91. It says on the bonnet. 99 RC has been here for a long time. I think since race season 1, or maybe even Row Car, which was the predecessor to this league. So he has been here for a long time. He is currently racing for the Community Open Challenge. The prize that is a trophy similar to a certain English tournament that is played between the domestic cup winner and the domestic league winner. I won't mention exactly what, but you know Catch my drift. So he entered this qualifying session late. He is trying to get up to grips with the track. Another oldie is Addicted New 2. Has been here since, well, since this league started, pretty much. One of the founders of Race slash Rocar slash CRA. He is a notable dev for this community and used to be our safety car driver. We used to worship him previous iterations of the server, but he's taken a new form as the head dev pretty much for this league. Thanks to him, we have had a beautiful community of drivers who get to race on beautiful racetracks. Let's look at some new people as well. Zero Haller was there last time, but PH Fan I'm pretty sure wasn't. Alongside I think RDA, Vietnam Airlines as well. Oh, Danis is in the car for some reason. Not sure what he's trying to do here. Maybe just cleaning up this place. He is. I don't remember EXEDFR ever racing this league, but I think Zero Haller was on a good lap actually. He's going to cross the line now. Ooh, he was only a 43.5. But he had a purple sector 1. The first sector 1 to be an 18.1. So that is new territory for these drivers. That's after his pit stop as well. So the pit stop is meta for qualifying session. I mean, obviously it's a 15-minute qualifying session. So you must pit at least once in my opinion. Maybe even twice if you think that's necessary. So a little break of or stalemate in this qualifying session now. Do some golf commentary in this field. Test account. I'm not sure if I've heard of this guy before. Player names used to be Deco777. I think I'll refer to him as Deco rather than test account. He's racing in the. I think this is the automobile. Not sure. I think it is. The Irvin. So 1 minute and 30 seconds to go in this qualifying session. We are soon going to wrap things up. Pretty much 2 laps for anyone crossing the line now. In the field, there's not really exciting lap times going on. Everyone's in the pure white zones. Oh, PH Fan with the green sector 1. This could be a attempt for the fastest lap. I think he just hit the wall on the exit for that corner. 8.4 sector 2. That's not a good lap time. Heading down into the last turn. The only driver to set a 42, but Vian, as you can say, is 43 point flat. And this will be the final laps coming in now for these guys. It's under 40 seconds now. Last lap, make it count. PH Fan used all the space he could. Down into turn 1. I think he might have called it because he sort of did, I think. Could be over for him. Oh, Zero Haller on a sector 1 that's purple. Let's see through chicane. I think it was a decent chicane. 18.1, sector 1. 8.1, sector 2. This could be pole. He's suddenly on a flyer. Heading into the last corner now. Oh, I think he might have messed it up. Bit of a lag spike there, but let's see. Cross the line. He could have used a bit more space. Checking flag folds. It's not going to be an improvement. 43.3. I think it did improve, but not on position. Still P4, but that was a flying sector 1. Fastest of anybody. That will be the end of qualifying, and your pole sitter is PH Fan 99. Behind them is Viandra, and a newcomer in EEX. Zero Haller in P4, and Vietnam Airlines closes the top 5. Quite surprising names there. I would have expected more, but yeah, everyone has been told to return to the pits. We'll soon start the race. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Race. Just had a I think we're going to have an interview here. Felipe Esparaget Henry. Henry, can you hear us?
Yes, loud and clear, loud and clear. Can you guys hear me well? Or is it a
Yeah,
bit?
yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's good. It's good. So, uh, after a little mishap in another league, I'll not mention where, you are here in Race for with your new manufacturers, with your new cars as well. How excited are you for this season in Race?
Um, I think I'm pretty excited. It's been a long wait. great work of the off season to with our builders making our new car. I think we can make an improvement for last season. P2 was good, but I think we can have better. We have a season race champion in our roster and a great rookie. I have a great belief in our drivers that they can make something good for this season. I'm just pretty happy to be here after all the issues I've caused in other leagues, which shall not be mentioned, as you said. But otherwise, just let's see where we can get. We're better than last season, hopefully. And with the new car, new regulations, I think it's going to be a pretty close season for us. Everyone else.
Said, and what is your opinion on this community open challenge so far?
I mean, I think it's a great initiative just to see how we can get that big for the series. I guess else. I like the concept for to allow everyone to race just that
Yes.
any chance to anyone. I tried to call it, but I'm way too rushed for this. I just kind of. But otherwise, let's see how we can get. I think I'm to be confident as a team. As a team, I don't think we might win, but we have a chance. But I think as a manufacturer, I think it's fair. I wanted Moshi to be here today, but he has work to do.
Right.
Let's see.
Yep. Thank you for the interview, Henry. You can go back to the general VC now. I'll send you there. Enjoy the race.
Yeah.
That was Henry, the team boss for Protovision, and we will have some ceremony stuff going on, so I'll be quiet. All right, so the ceremony seems to have been completed. We can now commence with the race, maybe. Still yellow flags on. Oh, we put up the flags too early, they say. But yeah, look at those nice race banners, race German flag, Victor Norris ring. Another pompous little tune. As you can see, a very simple track, and the only thing that's holding up the traffic lights is the little construction cranes. So, very German stuff. All right. So the community shield can now soon commence. We have a little formation lab before this. A very good tune playing in the background, but let's just quickly go through the qualifying session results and the grid for today's race in Norris Ring. Starting off in pole position, we have PH Van with a 42.9. Very exciting lap time from him. Behind him, we have Viandra who is a good Filipino driver in that beautiful green scheme with ultimate oil on it, as well as Castrol. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I think P3 is not going to race with us today. EEX qualified P3, but I think he left. Zero Howler and that orange automobile heads down with that Irvin on the rear wing. He is in P4. Vietnam Airlines in P5. Single file for now, but of course, I think we might have a rolling start. Let's see how they'll decide to officiate this. Test account in P6. P7 has zero denial, and that's the last 43 lap time of the field. We then have 99 RC, who just practiced in the qualifying session for about 10 minutes, so that's all he's got so far. But he still has got a 44 flat, so that's a pretty promising lap time, considering his short notice of this race. So P8 for him, a bite, 0 in P9, stay sideways, 10, Addicted New 2 in P11, RDA in P12, and supposedly Henry in P13, but I don't think he qualified. I think RTA is not going to race, so that is one more driver on in the field, but I think we have about 10 or 11 drivers racing today. Pretty good field for a test race. We have the formation lap starting. Currently going on in the chicane at the moment. They're in pit speeds. Of course, Norris ring pretty short, so the formation lap to be quite slow, just in case. See the field across the beautiful track going across tire marks. Hard racing that has occurred here in the past 5 years now, I believe. The racetrack has been used by Dan and Addicted. Pace car speeds off, the safety car, you could say. Heads into the pit lane. Everyone has to do a little bit of catching up. So, as PH Fan is currently trying to stall up the grid, they'll line up or they might go green here. And we will go green with a rolling start. As soon as we go green, I'll tell you when. And we are green. Hopefully it's not a more start. It's a pretty big gap from the field. The top two are in their own league at the moment. Zero Howler, supposedly P1. I don't think he is. The timer didn't go off in the right place, but that will be fixed later on. PH Fan just made a huge mistake. I think Viander's going to come back at him. Into the chicane now. 40-minute race has begun. PH Fans with a great chicane gets back in the lead, but let's look at the battle behind. I think Zero Denial is in that P7, and you can see from ahead of him 3-4 drivers in that spot. PH Fan will lead lap 1. See right there, P1 is in his hands. Viandrum 8/10 back already. And the next car is 5 seconds back. Of course, there will be a pit stop in this race, I'm pretty sure. Don't think you can make it to the end on a 40 lap, on a 40-minute stint. So, at least one stop will happen. Let's spectate Vietnam Airlines. I think he's in a bit of a battle at the moment for P3. He is, and I think he's fighting with Zero Howler as well as a bite. Heading down into the last corner. And looks like the lead is... Oh, I think PH Fan is going to... Oh, PH and Via have a drive-through penalty. And that's what I expected. They did jump the start. They were the first two. So this is going to be a little damper for the top two in the split, who qualified 1 and 2. They're going to have to get through with a drive-through penalty, and they will be at the back of the field almost. I think they are at the back of the field. So that is not a good start for them, but I think they can gain the time back. 37 minutes left, or 38 minutes. That means about 45 or 46 laps. in the race. So all the catching up in the world to do for them, and they have enough or adequate time to do so. So the true battle for the lead is between Zero Howler and Vietnam Airlines. Oh, and Vietnam is sliding all over the place as well as Zero Howler. Seems to have gone through okay. Zero Howler with that promising Sector 1 in the qualifying. 18.1 is a blistering Sector 1. But his other sectors were to be not really perfect, so he has to improve in that area. So far, he does have the fastest lap provisionally in this race with a 43.8. Certainly can improve more. Let's see how far that drive-through penalty put them back, because that's pretty much the drive-through penalty time loss you can have. Viandra is 30 seconds back apparently. I think the PH fan is 10 seconds back, so they must have been. Oh, and drive-through for Addicted. He's already hit the CC limit. 10 corner cuts. He is in last place as well, so that will put him almost a lap down. So heading down into lap number 4, I believe. Lap number 5. I think. Yeah, lap number 5 for these drivers. The fuel strategy is going to be, I don't think that important. There's not really much fuel saving going on this track. You don't really hit the top speed anywhere. So they don't have to worry about that, but they do have to worry about the tire wear, which is pretty severe. I think they have to pit at around 20 minutes or 25 even. Could be a two-stopper. Let's see. And the battle for the lead is on between Vietnam and Zero Howler. Crossing the line 16 milliseconds apart. So the race is on between these two. There's a 1.8 second gap behind to 99 RC. Who is a veteran of this league. And look how wide Zero Howler went. That's given the lead to Vietnam straight away in one quarter. So Vietnam will get to lead some laps of his own, maybe, if Zero Howler gets a good exit out of the chicane. Oh, and a huge collision for the Vietnam Airlines car. And it's straight into the wall out of the chicane. That has put a little damper on his pace, but let's see how much time PH Fan and Viandra are gaining. Viandra's been the same time gap since the drive-through, but PH Fan has been making his way up through the field. Let's see the lap times across the finish line. It looks like PH Fan is 8.8 back now. Viandra's still 13 seconds back. He has to do something to catch up to PH Fan. At the moment, seems it's a fight for nothing, because I think Vietnam Airlines just lost a huge chunk of time as I was talking about the gaps. He's lost P3 and P2, I think, to 99. I think that's 99. But the pit stops will, I think, decide the race, because not everyone is exactly familiar with the system yet. And we might get some penalties because of the system. It's very strict, not too strict, but you can't really enter another box. You don't have your own box just yet, because this is a test race. But I think if you do enter in 2 or 3 pit boxes in the same pit stop, then you might be in a bit of trouble with the governing body. Zero Howler has a 4-second lead now from 99 RC in Vietnam. I think that is only gonna grow from this point on. It's 4.7 second gap now. PH Fan is 8.4 back, so Zero Howler is keeping a gap, maintaining a gap from PH Fan, who has now got a drive-through, has to really hit his mark still. This race won't be easy for him. Let's see any drivers on close to a corner cut. So it's 3 for 99 RC. That's expected. I think he had a little bit of a slow start to the qualifying session. So he's still getting up to grips with the track. But let's see, to the final corner, still can't make it right. Battling with Vietnam. As 32 minutes to go, we still have a long way. Let's look at the fastest laps. PH found a 43 point flat. And that is 1/10 ahead of Viandra, who is still 30 seconds back somehow. I think he's just making too many mistakes at a time. And you can see that the sectors, Zero Howler, I think, gains a lot in Sector 1. I think he loses more in Sector 2. That's just the way the gap is being maintained at the moment. But you can see Zero Nile and PH Fan, I think they were close with each other at one point, but I think PH Fan is fully ahead now. Is he? I think he's fully ahead now. Might have made a mistake with Zero Nile. Crossing the line, and they lost time that lap to Zero Howler. Of course, you also have to keep in mind the tire wear and tire management, or let's say maintaining pace through the tire wear is crucial later on in this race. No one's pit just yet, so it's all up to grabs. All up for grabs. I think there's a car stopped somewhere in the chicane. Could be someone stopped, or that's just a driver who's quit. Not sure exactly. Zero Howler leads by, let's see how much across the line to Vietnam. 6.4 seconds. He's actually lost time to Zero and PH Fan that time. So Zero's up to pace now, I believe. He set a 44 last time. And Zero Howler set a 44.4. So that was a howler from Zero Howler at that lap, because 44.4 is way off the pace. Maybe just about right with his tire wear, but let's see. At the moment, we are quarter way through the race. We'll have a little break, or a 1 minute or 2 minute break for commentary. Just enjoy the sounds of these engines at Norris Ring. Hello, welcome back to commentary. We just had a little engine break in a certain NASCAR channel that would be called Crack It Up. But at the moment, we still have our leader Zero Howler leading 6 seconds ahead of PH Fan, who is now in P2 alongside Vietnam. Actually, no, alongside no one. He's currently in a no man's land sort of situation, I believe. Should be, I think. Yeah, he is. So now it's 6 seconds ahead. The road, it's Zero Howler and PH Fan, and no one's yet. I don't think anyone's pit yet, but looks like we're going to have one stop in this race. I don't think anyone will have any gain doing the two stop now. So, yeah. So at the moment, the gap is 6.6 seconds between Zero and PH Fan. Let's see the lap times they ran. 43.5 for PH Fan, 43.7 for Zero Howler. It's neck and neck. And I think PH Fan will have the advantage because he has had better pace throughout the qualifying session compared to Zero Howler. And his experience in a chassis like this, A chassis, is tremendous compared to Zero Howler. I've not heard much of Zero, but PH Fan has a solid body of work in other leagues which use A chassis. Crossing the line now to 43.7 for PH Fan, and Zero Howler gained back the 2 tenths. They basically swapped the lap times from the last time round. So it's back to a 6.7 gap. And just look how they're leaving everyone in the dust. 9 seconds the gap just 2 laps ago. That was 10 seconds. It's a matter of numbers, but looks like Zero and PH Fan will be faring well. I think there's a lap car in the way. It's I think stay sideways for PH Fan. So little back and forth from the top two. Not sure if anyone has joined the race mid-race. I think we've had quite fair share of retirements. I think I can name Zero Denial safely as a retirement. Buy it and Addicted, still listed on the score sheet. Again, the engine sounds pretty nice for this season. Lovely to hear. Let's check with the manufacturers left in this battle. Zero Howler in the Irvin with Viandra, and the Pro Division cars are the 99RC's car, as well as PH Fans, who is currently, I think, going to lead very soon as a 5.4 gap. He is closing up. Who else is okay? Deco is in the Irvin car. Stay sideways. I'm not sure what car he's in. Let me quickly check. Not sure what car brand that is. I think that's Auto. Yeah, that's Automobile. And the last one, Vietnam Airlines. Last but not least, the Automobile for Vietnam. So PH is going to catch P1. It's 4.6 the gap now. He's been closing up a second per lap almost. That time around, PH Fan had a 43.3, and Zero Howler had a 44.2. So looks like some gaining going on from PH Fan this time round. Stay sideways a lap, but I think he's going to be in it for the long run. Might finish this race as one of the few cars remaining. PH Fan 4.1 back. I think he's gaining a lot. He might get back the lead despite the drive-through. But still, the pit stop sequence is left. If anyone will pit, that will remain to be seen as a factor in this race that will decide whether someone will snatch up the victory. But let's go back to a little engine sound break for these cars. Take a 1 minute or 2 minute break from commentary. We'll be right back with it. Oh, PH ran in the wall. PH ran was doing something. As I say that, 3.5 was the gap, but he just hit the wall quite harshly. 90.9 sector one. That is a crucial mistake in this battle. Zero Howler is gonna make mid speed of that. He's gained some back in sector two, but let's see the gap. Then we'll go on a little commentary break. Community Open Challenge is still not over. That was a hefty mistake. That's cost him about a second. So we'll now go on a little commentary break. We'll be back in a minute or two.
There is no mandatory pit stops, but you pretty much have to pit because of how the cars are. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you for letting me know. All right, that was a little interruption from the commentary break, but it looks like we're gonna go back to commentary. 20 minutes to go. No one's yet to pit, I believe. So PH Fan currently leading, but he's gonna pit now. Actually, that's the first pit stop in this race. So let's see how he ends up. There's some other cars on the stops as well, or is that? No, that's the retired cars. And he heads out the pit lane, hopefully with refreshed tires. He heads out the pit lane pretty nicely. I'm not sure if he got any penalties. Let's see what the governing body decides with that. 99 RC also in the pits. Also have, I think, Viandra in the pits. Heads out of it now. 18 minutes left in this race. Looks like we're going to have quite a battle on our hands. Vietnam Airlines, I think he leads, but he's going to enter the pits now. Can't afford to speed in the pit lane. Oh, and Vian has a drive-through penalty for crossing too many pit boxes. He was P4, I think, or somewhere around that. But he crossed too many pit boxes, and that's going to cost him with a drive-through. I think someone else was going to stop soon. Vietnam in the pits currently. Oh, and 99 RC with a little mistake, but I think he's fine. Test account in the pits. Vietnam Airlines heads out the pits. That automobile running through turn 1 soon. And we just see, I think that's 99RC sliding into frame. That battle between 99RC and Vietnam continues on the pit lane. So far, quite spread out race, but with decent chaos in the middle. We had a lot of drive-throughs actually so far in this community open challenge. Well, that trophy is still up for grabs. I think this pit stop will determine a couple of gaps here. I think that's the gap between PH Fan and Zero Howler after the stops. 4 seconds. "17 minutes still left in this race, and so far the fastest laps not being set in despite the new tires. I believe everyone's taking new tires. .5 is the gap, so Zero Howler did close in that time by 4/10. Still not over just yet for Zero. Let's look at some other guys. Stay sideways pits now. He's a lap down. Only car lap down, I believe. Test account has also found himself there. Test account's about to lap stay sideways. Well, I think Viandra might get hands on him. Not sure if Viandra has served his drive-through penalty yet. Maybe he has. Fortunate for a guy who was who's P2 in the fastest lap settings. Only about 700s behind PH Fan, so he could have been in the running today. He played his cards right, but I don't think he has. 4.8 is the gap between PH Fan and Zero Howler. That has increased. And we just saw Zero Howler bang the wall out of the chicane. That's not going to help. The gap is 4.2 now. It's still anyone's game. If you make one mistake in any given lap, you're gonna swing the other way. Oh, I just saw Zero Howler slide into turn 1. That was a huge mistake. That was not good. Could have affected this race. PH Fan 5-second pole race penalty, jumping out the car during refueling, getting an unfair advantage. That is true. He thought this was another league, and that has cost him. Cannot jump out of the car. That's why we have a little setting that you have to hold the space bar for 3 seconds to make sure it registers. So the 5-second post-race time penalty could be very crucial in this battle for the lead. Zero Howler is just 5.5 back. If you can get it within that 5-second range, who knows what could happen. 40 minutes to go in this race. Can something happen for Zero Howler? Can he fight back in that 5-second time gap? Possibly steal away the race from PH Fan, who has had it since about the qualifying session when he gained provisional pole pretty much with a 43.6. So he has been leading almost adamantly throughout the whole session, throughout the whole Grand Prix weekend so far. Let's go on board with some of these guys. I think let's go on board with PH Fan. I think he'll be best suited for this racetrack. When he crosses the line, we will go on board with him and give you a little tour about how to take a lap around Doris Ring. Gap is 6 seconds now between PH Fan and Zero Howler. Behind them is 99RC in P3. That's the last podium spot available. But of course, only the top step matters in this competition so far. So heading down the main straight for PH Fan. On board with him for the lap. Break around 150 or just before that. into this sliding turn one, hit the apex, second gear, on the throttle to third straight away, into the chicane now, brake just before the 100-meter mark, and try to turn in at third gear, nail the apexes, try to get as close to the wall as you can. That was pretty good from PH Fan, I must say. Out the sector and into this kink, into a left-hander, that's around third gear, again nail the apex, get as close to the wall as you can. As soon as you get on the power, head into fourth gear, and try to cut across as much as you can on that kink, and that will lead you with a 43.2 lap time. That's pretty good from him. That's going to increase the gap from Zero Howler. I think he has had a huge mistake. 3 seconds lost. Or sorry, 1 second lost during that lap. He just can't take turn one. We keep seeing Zero Howler make a mistake into turn one. And that's the second time I'm seeing it now. That's where he's losing the time, I believe. Which is not good because if you do anything from Zero Howler, oh, he just hits the wall again, the chicane. He's crumbling away, but if there's one thing we know about Zero Howler is that Sector 1 is really good to him. Just can't seem to get it though, after tire wear. Minutes to go in this race. Zero Howler 8 seconds back. Technically, he's 3 seconds back. Captain 99 RC, who is in P3, is in 22 seconds back of PH Fan. 3 seconds behind 99 is Vietnam. Viandra is 7 seconds back. Not sure if Viandra can get outside of P5 today. Maybe he can get P4. We have had another lap car though, that's to count P6. So we've had about, I think, 5 DNFs, 4 DNFs since the start of the race, but we've had, 3 DNSs, I think. So let's see how the race fares from now on. 8.6 the gap now from 0 to PH. "29 laps completed so far. Heading to lap 40 very soon. So I think it'll be a 50 or 60 lap race even. Now, race usually doesn't see many safety cars. When it does see a safety car, it's usually for, let's say, a mishap on track, like broken asphalt or whatever. Or even a false start, but there was of course no false start here. So that's only the event you can really see a safety car in this league. But I don't think that's going to come out anytime soon to bail out any of these drivers. The gaps still have remained the same. Zero Howler just 10 seconds back now of PH Fan. So even with that 5-second post-race time penalty, looks like PH Fan is going to obliterate the field so far. Of course, Storage Rig, if you are really consistent with your car, it's best suited for you because you see the same 5-6 corners one lap a bunch of times. Keep on repeating. That frequency, of course, leads to bigger gaps if you know how to take these corners very well. Unlike a longer track where you're more bound to make mistakes if you aren't consistent. 11 seconds to the gap. 24 seconds from 99 RC99. See, heading into, what is this, lap 41, 42 of the race. There's a car in the pit lane, that's Vietnam Airlines. In that DTM BMW inspired livery for the automobile. In the pits, probably for a change of tires. Get the fastest lap or something like that. Currently the fastest lap is from PH Fan with a 43 point flat. He's been razor sharp consistent. 43.3. After all of that tire wear, he's really figured out this track. 12 seconds is the gap. And this is with a drive to penalty as well, which is about, I think, 12 to 15 seconds. This penalty for Norris Ring. That could come into play later on if Zero Howler suddenly makes a huge comeback, but doesn't seem likely. Just that lap, PH5 set a 44.2, Zero set a 43.4. Don't count them out just yet, but I think something might happen. And another card that has been lapped is Vietnam after that pit stop. One lap back of PH Fan. Vander's 35 seconds back. He's like about 10 seconds away from being lapped from the field. Or from the field, sorry, from PH Fan. 6:43 to go. Five minutes left in the race for the Community Open Challenge. 6 cars, or I think 7 cars remaining. Stay sideways Lowell in P7. 2 laps down, Vietnam Airlines in P6 after a stop. He's 1 lap down along with Test Account or Deco P5. Viandra in P4, a champion in this series in Season 1. As well as P3 with 99 RC99. Who has made a sort of a comeback this race so far, and Zero Howler in P2, 11.8 back now. He's gaining time back on PH. But P1 probably with PH Fan, 99 with a 11-second gap, but post race it will be a 6-second gap due to his 5-second post race time penalty. Jumped out the car, trying to gain advantage, which is against the rules. That's why we have a little hold for the jump button before you can exit the car. Make sure that no one accidentally steps out of it. I do remember an instance like that happening in Road Car Season 2. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Cheerful Dodo who stepped out of his vehicle during the race. Sort of had I think it's caused a safety car, if I'm not wrong. Gap is back to 12 seconds for the lead, so looks like PH Fan will have a firm 7-second lead. I think about 4 laps are remaining. Nearing the 50 lap mark for PH Fan, currently on 49. Let's see him cross the line for 50. And the last corner now. He will reach Lap number 50 this time by PH Fan. 50 lap. Could have been more if not a drive-through and possible post-race penalty. He will get that 50 lap mark. 3 minutes to go. Now for this league, I think a 30-minute race is usually what we have, based on lap times, not on. And usually qualifying itself takes 20 minutes to do, because you usually have a Q1, Q2. So if you are interested in racing for this league, those are some heads up for future events that we will have. Ooh, very slidey car for stay sideways. He's trying to stay sideways for sure. Just ahead of Zero Howler. Heading down the main stretch. You did see some quite good racing at the start. Two cars jumped the start with VN and PH Fan. They could drive through later on as a punishment, but they gained their time back. VN P4 about to get lapped almost, I think. See the gap? That's like about, okay, it's not that close. It's like about 40 car lengths, say. But PH Fan in that Pro Division car, doing very lovely stuff. I think he's in the alternate livery, the super cheap auto livery, not the Pro Division one. Interesting food for thought. It's a beautiful car made by, I think, Yalat Maka, who has raced in this league in Season 3. He's a well-known person. The lap after the 0.00 is the final lap, meaning when the time reaches 0, it's not over yet, there's a +1 lap. So the white flag will be taken out after 0.00. Then we will have next lap. Next time by will end the race officially. It's been a dominant day for PH Fan. Hasn't had it his way throughout it. Had a drive-through penalty, which he has overcome, and has also had a post-race penalty that I don't think will affect his position, so he should be fine. He's about to lap Vian, so if he can at least lap anyone who's outside the podium, that would be a nice touch for him. That might be his goal right now. 15 seconds on the time, but this is surely going to be a white flag for PH Fan when he crosses the line. Everyone else behind him has to see the checkered flag first. The white flag will be out this time by. See PH Fan cross for the white flag. The last lap commences now for PH Fan. Has had zero problems throughout this race apart from that drive-through. Almost a perfect race. Could have led all the laps, I'm pretty sure, if there were no pit stops. But he has had a dominant day out here. He will grab the fastest lap. He did the pole position. Right now, storming his way through a victory in the streets of Norris Ring, where we've had many DTM moments, DTM finishes which were controversial. But he's going to see the checkered flag here in Norris Ring. He will win the Community Open Challenge in race. PH Fan wins in the preseason Community Shield Open Challenge. Vian does finish a lap down, so I think that's his race over as well in P4. Let's see for P2. A very good effort from Zero Howler. He's just going to stop, taking his time through the field. Not sure. Okay, there's 99RC. He's going to pass him maybe. So 99RC will finish P2 technically. Although I would say Zero Howler sort of deserved it. 32 seconds back. 499 RC. Zero Howler. Still going across track. I think he might be out of fuel. Is he even going to finish? He might be out of fuel here. I was wondering why he was slowing down. I thought he was just waiting for someone. But I think we've actually had a guy run out of fuel. Yeah, he's not going to finish. He's just like about, I would say, 200 meters away from the start-finish straight, or the start-finish line. Vian can only enter the pits because he finished second flag. So everyone has to return to the pit lane. That will be the end for the race. Going over your race results, PH Fan 99 is your winner. 99 RC99 is in P2 after Zero Howler ran out of fuel, who finishes P3 technically. Although this could be a DNF, but Viander did unlap himself. So that's an interesting way to get a podium. Not even crossing the line, but still ahead of Vian, who was in P4, Deco in P5, Vietnam in P6, and Stay Sideways in P7. 3 DNFs, Zero Denial, A Bite, and Addicted, and the DNSs, or the Did Not Starts, who just raced in qualifying, are Folidas, or also known as Henry, RDA, and I think you can count Datters as well, somewhat. That will be it for the race. I think now we can move on to post-race celebration. Welcome back to the race broadcast. We are now in the Victory Lane celebration for PH Fan in that Protovision C63. Italian anthem will play for PH Fan. the anthem is over. It's time for champagne for PH Fan 99. Or before that, we can have the Portuguese anthem as well, considering Pro Division 1. I think we are going to play the champagne song. So, that will be it for the Race Community Challenge Open. As the celebration begins for PH Fan, we will now wait for the beginning of the season. Round 1, I believe, is on 1st February, and preseason testing is soon coming on 25th Jan. We will see you there at Jody Schechter Speedway for preseason testing. But it's goodbye for now. I was Tash the Mash, and we will see you next time. Thank you for streaming. David, hi.
We're going to Brazil!